Hello, everyone, and welcome. Finally, back to the Fox Den. Yeah, I finally got some clearing and time to make a video for y'all. As y'all can see, even though I did promise a female one, you guys did vote for me to twist this into a Lord of the Rings style what if. So, this is what if Deku was Talion, the Grave Walker. Now, how is this gonna work, you say? I will be taking inspiration from a texting story, one about the Lich King. How Mordor will be a continent in our world. One that would be like Atlantis, sunken and forgotten. But let's just say that a certain grave walker is still around. After all, he is banished from death. Now, how this is going to work is, well, he doesn't have access to Celebrimbor. He has his ring. He's technically a ring wraith still. One thing I will give him, though, is I'm not having the events of the DLC take place. One of the DLCs take place, being the Shadow of Israfel, I believe. No, not Shadow. Damn! It's the one we played as the elf lady. That the events from that doesn't take place. So Talion doesn't lose himself to the ring. In fact, he conquers it. He conquers it and forges his own ring of power. One similar to the one he had with Celebrimbor. However, he still retains the abilities he had with the ring wraith, being resurrection, bringing the dead back to life, and having anyone he revives be eternally loyal to him. And now you're saying, what about the Nemesis system? Oh, that's still going to be around. Don't get me wrong. I'm just going to have trouble implementing it. Now, let's start the story, shall we, everyone? We go through the perspective of our good old friend, Talion, right at the end of the first part of the main game, before the epilogue, where the elf lady cuts off Talion's fingers, separating him and Celebrimbor. Talion is bleeding out from his injuries from the first game, aka how he died in the first place, and he sees a ring of power, and puts it on. He conquers Morgul again, reconquers it for the humans, for Gondor as revenge, and simply leaves, stating that this place will fall anyways. I must wander and hunt down Sauron's forces no matter where they go. I am the Grave Walker. I will not stop until all Sauron's forces are gone. And with that, Talion has lived through 2 main games, as well as lived through the events of the actual books/movies. He witnessed the downfall of Sauron. He was there. Just no one knew. No one knew who the Grave Walker was. He showed up 1 minute, helped, kill the ring wraiths, and left. Now, fast forward a couple thousand or so years, he's witnessed the events of World War I and World War II, which battle-hardened him. However, he still, even with Sauron dead, he's still banished from death. He makes it his goal to make sure no one suffers as he did. You know the Holocaust? Well, let's just say that didn't happen with Talion around. Now we fast forward to 2022, which I believe is the year My Hero takes place. Just like Katsune did in her video. Sorry for the background noise. Yeah, just like Katsune did in her video, we got to Aizawa talking about the history, the myths of swords founded by Mordor, about the Uruks, and then he gets onto a story that catches a couple students' ears. The story of the legendary Gravewalker, Talion. It is said that at the final bits of the early stages of the war against Sauron, Talion succumbed to the Ring of Power. He became a ring wraith, one too lost for his own good, even abandoning his old friend Celebrimbor. Oh, how wrong they were. Aizawa didn't explain the canon events of Shadow War, saying how Talion took up arms and defended Mordor to its last breath, losing himself to the ring even more and more as time goes on, eventually succumbing to it and becoming the most powerful ring wraith. However, with the fall of Sauron, Talion, along with other ring wraiths, simply ceased to exist. Now we cut to Talion. Oh wait, actually no. Aizawa didn't keep on explaining the story of Talion, about how he was he was one of the greatest guardians. And then thanks to his bond with Celebrimbor and their new Ring of Power, a temporary ring forged by Talion and Celebrimbor to help against their fight against Sauron. What truly happened when that Ring of Power was formed, Aizawa then goes down to the knees. The reason why Talion chose to become a ring wraith is due to the fact that Celebrimbor was Sauron. I know that's just a rumor, but I know that's just kind of a myth, a kind of theory, but it's funny. And I know it's disproved, but it's just funny to think about it, because keep in mind, they don't know the actual history of Mordor. They don't know how Celebrimbor died. They don't know how Talion came to be. They don't know what truly happened to Talion, that kind of thing. This is kind of written by Celebrimbor's followers, the Bright followers, which have gone extinct. The USJ stuff would happen, but during that, something special happens. When the Nomu shows up, with Shigaraki saying, "Nomu, kill Aizawa, kill Racerhead," or something like that. I don't know. Something burrows in. As Aizawa looks up and says, "That's an Uruk. I thought they were supposed to be... They're real?" As the Uruk would just look to Shigaraki saying, "So you're the one the Bright Lord has sent me to kill? Well, let's just say this, I'm going to get a promotion after this. And I assure you, the Bright Lord will be happy to know that another nuisance at the side will be gone. But we'll go on to the next battle after I take care of your bodyguards, along with my brothers." And Shigaraki just looks towards the Uruk, saying, I thought the Shadow, the Middle Earth Shadow of series was fake. Oh God, no." A little reference there. I thought Mordor was fake. As this Uruk begins to battle, the Nomu suddenly stops moving as a sword appears on his arm. as they see a figure glowing green, a mixture of blue and green. As this figure walks up to the Nomu, puts his hand onto the Nomu's face, and just says, "You work for me now. Serve in my army." As the Nomu's eyes begin glowing green, and suddenly his head dips down, and he looks up with a little face brand on his face. This figure raises his hand and closes it as the Nomu goes up and starts writhing in pain, falls down, and looks towards Shigaraki. Then looking back at the figure then pointing at Shigaraki, saying, "You know your orders. Carry them out." The Nobu nods and begins rushing towards Shigaraki. Shigaraki's like, "That's not fair! I didn't know I was fighting against the fucking Grave Wall. I did not know I was fighting against the fucking Bright Lord himself! Gorgir, get us out of here, now!" Gorgir just nods his head and gets them both out of there. However, a little Uruk follows them to the portal. A Uruk that has a bone-like chest plate, who's very scrawny. As this figure says, "God damn it, ratbag!" Whatever, at least he'll get some information for me. He always somehow pulls out information. Aizawa, who's been recovered, simply walks up as one of the Uruks, the Oleg, in my thumbnail, appears saying, "Oi! Who gave you permission to go against who gave you permission to approach the Bright Lord?" Talion then says, It's fine, Uzbek. Let him approach." "As you wish, Bright Lord." "As you wish, sir. But I so far hear him make one aggressive movement at you. I will attack." I hate how we had to live in the country named Russia, and I hate how you picked up their lingo. What can I say? They make very fun language. "So, you're a Razorhead, right? But who are you?" I've been around for millions of years, and people still don't know who I am? Damn, that hurts. Well, then again, Celebrimbor did lie about about what I did. What I did in secret. No surprise there. He always finds a way to ruin my reputation. But my ongoing battle with him has not ended, and it never will. I might be the Bright Lord. I'm the fallen Bright Lord now. A Bright Lord that takes no mercy. Aizawa just looks at this man, which is like the bottom picture. He's like, "Oh God, you're alive. How? Sauron's dead." Sauron? When me and Celebrimbor slew Sauron for the first place, he merged his soul with him, leaving me for dead. While he and Sauron, now combined into one soul, wreaked havoc on Middle-earth. All these students get into a fighting stance along with Aizawa, saying, "You really choose to fight me. The guy who's been protecting you in secret for hundreds of years, protecting the world in secrets for hundreds of years. I thought better of you. The so-called hero society of the world, I thought better of it. But it seems like you're under the influence of Celebrimbor as well. No matter. I'll solve that eventually. And sooner or later, you'll come to my attention." Uzbek, let's get out of here. Gather the troops, including that new guy, and let's head back to the fortress. Aizawa then screams, "You think we're gonna let you out of here?" "I don't think. I know." "What do you mean?" As Talion snaps his fingers, as a gas-like substance fills the room, knocking everyone out. Talion just simply walks away. Now we cut back to Aizawa during the end. Then we go to Aizawa's perspective a few hours later in the medical wing of UA. He wakes up saying, "What happened?" Karugo says, "When all my got there, he found you and the other students knocked out, along with the heads of all the other villains that looked like that was there. What the hell happened?" Aizawa gets up saying, "Call a meeting. Now, I have information that was critical. Please, call a meeting. This is serious." Recover goes like, okay. As they get up, and a few hours later they meet at Nezu's office. Nezu, the pro hero, is saying to Aizawa, "Why'd you call us?" Nezu simply saying that, "Do you have a reason why you called us here today?" Aizawa, regarding the USJ incident. We met someone that we thought was dead." "What do you mean?" "Who we thought was just a myth." "Who would that be?" "I don't want to say, but we met the Gravewalker himself." "The Gravewalker? But Sauron's supposed to be dead, and so the stories about Middle-earth are real?" "Yes, that's exactly what I said too. We met an Uruk as well." "So you're telling me that the entire events that has been written in storybooks, movies made out of, and games and video games made out of are actually real? Middle-earth is real." It just seems so unrealistic that we didn't choose. We chose not to believe in it. It seems like the shadow that Talion left behind. He's still fulfilling his duty of fighting the Dark Lord's presence. Sauron's dead. He's dead, yes. However, Sauron merged with Celebrimbor. Who is Celebrimbor's current vassal? We don't know. That's a problem. What do you mean? Because Talion forged his own Ring of Power. Because he wasn't a ring wraith. What do you mean? He wasn't a ring wraith. So you're telling me that? Yes, I am. He's like us now. However, he is truly the Gravewalker now. And I might have made the mistake of trying to attack him. At least threaten to attack him. What do you mean? I might have pissed off his army. And him. That's bad. Because from the stories we heard, Talion's relentless. You kill him once, or you attack him once, and you escape or he leaves due to his own reasons, he will hunt you down. This is extremely bad for us. And from what you told me, and from what the stories have, and what you told me, he probably has access to his abilities as a ring wraith. He most likely does, and that's the scary part. He probably does have access to the ring, to to the ring wraith abilities. That's the scary part. We don't know how he reacts. So, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Then suddenly Snipe runs in the door saying, I'm late, I'm sorry I'm late, but I had to deal with something. What do you mean? We found Mordor. What? What? That's all I'm saying in unison. Yes, we found that Mordor. We found Middle Earth. Where was it? The place where we've written stories about Atlantis. However, it seems to be resurfacing faster and faster. The Tower of Sauron. The stories about the Tower of Sauron is there. Along with all the fortresses we read in Talion's stories. So you're telling me that... Oh no. Did you see any of the Uruks there wearing blue? Yes, and some wearing green. None of them were wearing red, the red of Sauron. It's always like, shit. It's like he has been under our noses the past millions of years. Somehow. Probably using the ability of his ring. Snipe's like, wait, what? Talion. Wait, I thought he was just a story, a myth. No. From what we've seen now, if Mordor is around, if Middle Earth is around, that means Talion is around. Which means all Aizawa said is true, as Nezir says in a really serious tone. Now, how are we going to deal with this? All my pipes up saying, I say we try to strike a deal with Talion. He doesn't view the human race as evil. If we prove to him that we're not under the influence of Sauron, he wouldn't attack us. That is true. Midnight, what do you say about this? I think that's a Bronofar idea. I'll go contact him. Wait, what do you mean? It's Talion. There's always a way to contact him. From the stories, all we could do is send him a message. And how we do that? By talking to the spies implanted in our organization. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Yeah, this is a spy inside our organization, and he's outside the door currently. Can you tell us about it sooner? Yeah, no, because he never really did anything. All he did was just kind of listen. I'm surprised you guys didn't see an Uruk. As Midnight opens the door saying, you can come in now, Fixer. We know you're there. We know you're here. God damn it. The Bright Lord's gonna shame me for this. No, he won't. In fact, can you send him a message from us? And why would you say I do that? And why would I do that? Simple. Because I am one of your guys. Give him the code. Last night at dawn. And tell him that the heroes want to meet him for a deal. Can you do that for me? Fixie? The Fixer looks up. The Fixer from the Elven DLC. I'm gonna bring in the characters from there because they're hilarious. The Fixer looks up saying, right away, ma'am. There should do it. What'd you tell him? I just simply told him I would kill his blood brother. The Fixer is very protective of his blood brother. However, he's scared of confrontation. That's why he's usually hiding and gathering information for Talion instead of actually beating up and taking over stuff. Now we cut to the actual story with a few years before UA, with Inko Midoriya giving birth to little Izuku. Because Talion has been dead. He lost his ring, but just like Celebrimbor and Sauron before him, he infused his soul into the one ring, into his one ring. Izuku, being Izuku, is born quirkless and everything. I should say this. Wait, scratch that. Let's scratch all the deal stuff, and let the heroes of the world launch a raid onto Talion's fortress. All of them, somehow, they all gang up and kill most of his followers. And All Might takes Talion's old sword, it's a sword-like dagger, the one his son wielded, and slices off Talion's fingers, causing his one ring to fall, killing him because Talion could no longer support his body. However, just like Sauron and Celebrimbor before him, he infused his soul into the ring. We fast forward a couple more years to the canon My Hero time. We cut to, like I just said, Inko Midoriya giving birth to her son, Izuku Midoriya. He's born quirkless. However, he has strange features, similar to that of Talion. That's simple because Minko had a one-night stand with Talion and got pregnant. How do basically undying undead gave birth and pregnant a woman? Don't think about that. Don't think about it too much. Just let it happen. So Izuku has similar traits to Talion, but it's mostly aligned to his canon self. All the canon stuff would happen, and then we cut about him being quirkless. Then we cut to the events that changed everything. We cut to Talion's ring, floating through the world, through the ocean. Eventually getting picked up by a green slime-like creature. The creature, not knowing what it is, decides to store it in his body until he figures out a way to get his body back. Now we cut to Izuku during his last day of junior high. With Bakugo being Bakugo saying, why don't you go jump off a cliff? Maybe you'll make a swan die off the roof. Maybe you'll be born with a quirk in your next life. Instead of Izuku being his normal self, he snaps back, saying, how about this, Katsuki? How about you take your villain-ass looking quirk, go join a random gang or something, and then shoot yourself? Because I doubt any hero agency will want you, especially since, I don't know, being violent and being a bully and picking on the weak is something a hero wouldn't really do. You're more like Talion than anything. No, I'm saying you're more like Sauron than anything. Bakugo turns his head, saying, if I'm like Sauron, then you're like Talion, and I will murder you. Izuku then chuckles, saying, then if I'm Talion, that means I will come back to life and hunt you down forever. As he begins cracking his knuckles. So it's a fight you want, you quirkless nerd. A fight is what you shall get for messing with me. Remember the last time this brawl turned out? Bakugo then states, this won't be like last time. Because this time, you have no friends backing you up. As Izuku says, and same with you. You also don't have any friends backing you up. A fist fight then breaks out with Izuku striking first, hitting Bakugo straight in the gut. However, Bakugo gets a little explosion popped off, and so forth. Then about 10 minutes of this fight going on, a teacher then breaks them up, saying, "Enough, you two. You really want to do this in your last day. You really want to get expelled in your last day. I thought you two wanted to be heroes." Baku then looks towards Izuku. You? You want to be a hero, Deku? It's like, of course. After all, before Talion became a ring wraith, he was one of the best soldiers and, well, heroes. He was one of the best heroes of Mordor before he fell to the ring wraith. Baku then sighing, saying, "Yeah, that's true. Besides, they all had to fight without quirks anyways. So I guess I'll let you live this once." "Thank you, Katsuki. I'm glad we came to an understanding." Don't let it get to your head, nerd. We're not friends." "Oh, I know. On the contrary, we're rivals." "Damn right we're rivals. Now don't let it get to your fucking head, nerd. And don't think you can best me." That's the thing about rivals. We play off each other. We build each other up. After all, you can say that we're more like nemesises. I'm your nemesis and you're mine. Bakula chuckles, saying, "Damn right. Now, let's show the world what we can do. Because I know you've been studying Mordor swordplay." "I've been studying Gondor swordplay since the foundation of the Gondor Republic after Mordor and Middle-earth randomly appeared again." "Yeah, it's funny to think all the stories from what we've been taught as kids were real." "Yeah, thank God none of the figures from that place are real, like Talion and so forth. At least Talion was real, but I don't think he actually became a ring wraith." "Yeah, there's no evidence to prove he actually did. So probably just bogus. Probably some guy who probably had the first ever quirk recorded. Probably, and they associate it with the One Ring for, well, comedy. Could be. Now, let's go. I'll meet you at the entrance exam." "Right back at you, Katsuki." Now to explain Baku's behavior. In this timeline, yes, Baku is a huge dick still. However, he respects Izuku for the fact that how many times he's lost to him. Izuku in this world studied swordplay in the Republic of Gondor. A faction formed after the little kind of prologue I did. The Elven Kingdom's still around, and all the other factions are still around. They just got rebuilt, like they were in hiding, like someone was protecting all of them. So they all made alliances and treaties and such. The dwarf and elves kind of formed their own empire, being the Highland Empire, and Gondor, along with the other human tribes and settlements, along with the halflings, formed the Gondor Republic. Gondor Republic is a close ally to, well, Japan. Most of Middle-earth is actually close allies with Japan and New Zealand, for obvious reasons. Gondor personally hates America and how they operate. The Empire of the Land hates how the British let a democracy rule their system while still having a queen, and so forth. Now we cut to this incident. Just like in canon, Izuku walks down this alleyway, meeting the slime villain, the sludge villain. He says something like, "Good, fresh body. Now quick, I need you to hide me. I need to borrow your body real quick. I didn't know that monster was here." As then the slime villain drags Deku into the slime, suffocating him while slowly invading his internals. As the slime keeps going into him, this ring gets closer and closer to Deku's hand. Because like I said, Talion's ring Like I foreshadowed, Talion's ring is inside the sludge villain. As it gets closer and closer to him, suddenly a voice rings out saying, "I am here!" The sludge villain turns around saying, "Oh my god, it was too quick!" And suddenly it breaks, he goes silent, seeing not All Might, but an Uruk. Looking the sludge villain right in the eyes, saying, "Oh, I thought you were expecting All Might, but it was I, Ulblek." Yes, I'm using some Ruby names because they're funny. "Is I, Ulblek, the cosplayer. I am here to rescue the Bright Lord." The sludge villain's like, "The Bright Lord? Wait, you mean this guy in the sludge?" "No, not him. He's worthless. I meant the ring." "So the ring is worth something?" "That contains the last living fragments of our Lord. The one true Lord. The Bright Lord. As brutes would tell you." And suddenly the sludge villain is hit across the face and splatters, saying like, and it's Brutes the Chopper appears like, "Damn right. After all, we don't serve a Dark Lord, Bright Lord, they're really the same thing. However, we choose to serve the Bright Lord because he's funny, as well as being a real more powerful and respectful leader. Even if I did betray him a couple times, he forgave me right away. This is how kind-hearted the Bright Lord really is. Even when I died, he brought me back to life. And then I died again. Then I cheated death. Then I died again. Then he brought me back. Then I died again. And then I got revived. And died again." Little note. Yeah, after Bruce became the ranged, I kind of mimicked it in a way where you just killed him. And then he cheated death. Then you killed him again. Then he cheated death. Then after, I actually did keep him. In my actual playthrough, I kept him until the prologue, where he then died and I brought him back to life. Or the epilogue, and then I brought him back to life. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not... I like keeping my favorite Uruks alive. The Nemesis system is no joke. And then, yeah, himself saying like I brought him back to life, then he cheated death, then he cheated death again, then brought back to life. That actually happened to me. He, let's just say, is basically he had a new title, the Immortal. Well, he was untouchable, really, because every time he died, he got brought back to life. It was funny. He was one of my favorites, really. Now then. The sludge villain reforms himself. However, the ring is now next to Deku. And suddenly the Uruks retreat, saying like, "We don't have time for this. He's here. Brutes, let's get out of here." No worries. We'll get out of here. I'm pretty sure the Bright Lord has found a new vassal anyways." As they both look to the kid, saying like, "Make us proud. Make us proud, Bright Lord." And then walk away. And then run away, because suddenly another, don't worry, no need to fear, because why? Because I am here. Or however the line is. The sludge villain's like, "God damn it." As the canon stuff happens. And Izuku asks him, "Can I still be here even when I'm quirkless, even with combat training?" All Might simply says, "No, young lad. I'm sorry to tell you this, but even with the skills of a soldier, a medieval, even trained by Gondorians, you're still not able to be a hero in this country. Maybe go to Mordor. They're always looking for more sword users in their hero ranks." "I don't have enough money to go to Mordor." Then sorry, kid. You're all out of luck. You're better off dead than anything. But hey, who knows? Maybe an Uruk would use it as a meat bicycle. as All Might jumps away with the sludge villain in a bottle. Deku not really hearing what the Uruk said about him being the new vassal of Talion. He sees this ring and says, "Who did All Might drop this?" He picks it up and then puts it on, trying it on, maybe like saying this. "Well, if All Might dropped it, I'm sure he'll come find me. In the meantime, I'll just put this on myself and nothing go wrong." As he puts the ring on, as green light envelops him, and just like Celebrimbor, a little celestial spirit, a little spirit forms in front of him, saying, "Wow, so this is my son, huh?" Oh wait, no. It's saying, "So this is my vassal." Celebrimbor's right. You really don't have to be picky to choose. I'm glad I found you, kid. Well, I should say, I'm glad you found me, kid. It's like, who are you? It's like, I'm the Grave Walker, Talion. I've been secretly watching you through the eyes of my ring. Using the Eye of Power, the Eye of Sauron. And I know how you are. I feel bad. It's also funny how you were trained in the same sword style I was, so I don't feel like there'd not be much difference. Now, Izuku Midoriya. You know my name? Of course I do. Will you be willing to accept my powers? My abilities of the Ring Wraith? Wait, this is the one ring? It's like, don't worry. You're not going to become a Ring Wraith. Not anymore. This is my ring of power. I reforged it, using parts of my own soul to cleanse the Ring Wraith spirit. You can think of me as a Celebrimbor. I now share your body as that elf once shared mine. You're in full control of your physical prowess, but you can also call me to go astral form using a bow and arrow and such. I still have my skills from when Celebrimbor taught me how to use a bow. Using his little celestial side. Spirit side. So, what do you say? Good deal, right? And don't worry, you'll also have access to my army. Like Brute said, they're willing to see how the new Bright Lord lives up to me. The old Bright Lord. The true Bright Lord. So, Izuku Midoriya, what do you say? As long as I can save people, I agree. Don't worry, just like Celebrimbor did with me. I'll grant you my powers, and you can do it how you see fit. I'll only pop in to give you advice every once in a while. Thank you, Talion. The stories are wrong about you. Of course they're wrong about me. Celebrimbor wrote them. Just like my Uruk said, I'm merciful. But piss me off, or kill me once, I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth. Oh, and Izuku, one more thing, yeah? That. What the hell? Thank you, Brutes. No problem, Bright Lord. After all, to fulfill the transformation, you need to die, right? It's like, that is true. Don't worry, Izuku. This is all in good faith. You'll wake up in about an hour or so, and my soul will be officially merged with yours. So you'll gain my powers and my immortality. Welcome to the ranks of the Grave Walkers. And that is where I'm going to end it today, folks. Sorry it's a little short. I kind of have a test tomorrow, but I did promise you guys I was going to record today. So hey, if you guys want, I'll record the part 2 of this later, and probably after a couple other videos. Of course, like you guys voted for, I will be doing the part 2 of the Velvet series, the original one, not the texting story one. I hope you guys like this. And yes, I did twist the Norse into this. So I'm happy you guys like this. And don't worry, I'll keep to it and put some Norse things in every once in a while. So everyone, hope you like the story so far. So I'll see you tomorrow. Or whenever I record again, if I find time. Hopefully I'll go back to my 3 days a week. My every 3 days. So this has been Fox, and I'll see you guys next time.